What neighborhood in the Seattle area do you believe had the highest median sales price in regard to condos during the month of February? What do you think? Downtown Seattle, Capitol Hill, Belltown? How about Magnolia or Queen Anne? What if I were to tell you none of the above? The answer is going to shock you. Or what if I were to tell you that the median sales price for condos out on the east side increased by 3 times more than residentials in the same area? Guys, I got those numbers and more coming up. Hey guys, Julian Gonzalez here with RSVP Real Estate. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hey, if at any point in this video you liked something, you learned something, I greatly appreciate maybe considering punching that like button. Maybe if you haven't done so already, maybe even consider subscribing to my channel. I always say it's always an honor because I know there's so many great videos and so many great channels to select from. And also, if you want an opinion, you want to talk about real estate here in the Seattle area, you can schedule something with me down in the description. There's a link where you can connect with me. There's also my phone number. You can text me. You could email me, whatever you want to do, you could do down below, and I'll get back to you and we get together and we can kind of see what your plans are in line with the current market here in the Seattle area. Okay, guys, so a couple of days ago, I went over the Northwest MLS numbers for February for residential homes. Now, today, by the way, if you missed it, you could go scroll down. You can find that video and also my playlist here on this channel. You could also find it under By the Numbers. So today, as I told you back then, we're going to focus now on condos because I had a lot of you guys ask me to provide some of the numbers out there for condos. Now, today I'm going to want to focus on King County, and I could expand that if you want me to. Just let me know down below. And I know when I talk about condos, a lot of people, when I say condos, I always get that face, you know? I think people are more concerned when it comes to condos. I hear more often than not, they don't appreciate as much as residential homes, and those darn HOA fees continue to rise. I would say there's good and bad. But as far as appreciation, I'm going to give you numbers that I think might sway you just a little bit if you're considering buying a condo or not. At least for the Northwest MLS, for the month of February, they reported out of the 26 of the 39 counties that they represent, an increase in the median sales price by as much as 15%. That number, $497,000. So almost $500,000, an appreciation of 15% when it comes to condos in the month of February, the median sales price. So 15% is not an ugly little sad number if you're talking about appreciation in regards to making a good investment. So again, like I told you a short while ago, I'm just going to focus on King County, focusing on Seattle, and including that crazy little area that you're not going to believe that's gotten very expensive. Take you out to the east side, show you the numbers out there. And again, guys, if in the areas that I cover, I'm not covering your area, just let me know down below and I'll include it, whether it's your county or your neighborhood. I promise I'll include that in next month's video. Okay, so guys, let's go straight into the numbers. These numbers are gonna freak you out, okay? So again, we're talking about condos, guys, and we're comparing year-over-year numbers, February 2023, February 2024, and check out this huge number. From the very top, new listings, an increase of 47% from 12 months prior. When it comes to residential, compare it, 39%, an increase of new listings in residential homes. So that's a lot more choices for condo buyers out there. Moving on, let's go down straight to the big numbers. Median sales price for a condo in the month of February in King County, $550,000. And that was an increase of almost 16%. And when you compare that to residential, not that much difference. Residential rose by as much as 15.5%. Average sales price, just over $700,000. And that was an increase of 27%. Well, that was a lot better than it was in the increase for residential homes in February, which only increased by as much as 15%. So almost doubling that mark for residential homes. Months of inventory, 1.7, almost 2 months worth of inventory. Of course, a healthy market's 4 to 6 months of inventory, but still look at this huge increase of 42%. Now, we're going to go into the Seattle area. We're going to focus now on Seattle. Now, this is the area that we are focused on, and at least this is the area with the Northwest MLS says is the what they get their data from. And the numbers are crazy, so much that all you're going to hear is sirens of the amount of increase of value of some of these homes. That's the thing when you live in downtown Seattle. Lots of sirens. Okay, so again, we're going to take you, this area is about Lake City, right about here, and the area goes all the way down West Seattle, just above White Center, and this area is growing a lot. Lake Ridge, this little area right here, which is Skyway Bryn Mawr, a great area that's really, really growing. An area that I think you could look at, might consider in the future. So let's take a look at the numbers for Seattle. The median sales price for the month of February for condos is $558,000, an increase right here, as you can see, of 8.35%. For residentials, well, that was a lot better. That was at 12%, so a lot better increase when it comes to residential homes in the Seattle area. As you continue here, take a look at the total active listings, 25% compared to only 4.5% in residential homes. So a lot, again, almost 6 times more choices out there for condo buyers than there are for residential buyers in the Seattle area. There you see the pending sales, the amount of units sold, 163, an increase of 19%, while for residential during that same period, February 2024, February 23, that was only at 7.65%. So that's a huge amount disparity between residential and condos. What a huge number right there. And inventory, this is a great number. It's not the perfect number, but it's a lot better than what we saw in residentials, which is at 1.32 months of inventory. Here you see condos, a lot more choices, 2.77. So, guys, as I mentioned at the top of the video, what do you think is what area or what neighborhood in Seattle, in the Seattle area, do you believe had the highest median sales price for the month of February when we're talking about condos? A lot of people believe, and I would say that, is right here downtown Seattle. I mean, some of these, condos, this one right there is amazing. It's stunning. It's an amazing building overlooking Puget Sound or Elliott Bay. It's just stunning. Some of these units out here go for millions and millions of dollars. So you would think maybe this area, or maybe Capitol Hill, maybe Magnolia, that's super expensive out there. And also people think Queen Anne or even Belltown. Oh no, you're not even close. The area that has the highest median sales price for the month of February in condos on the west side of the lake, check this out, guys, right up here, the area of North Lake Washington. Better yet, it's more like North King County. This area, the median sales price for the month of February, $1.125 million. Like, how can that be? The house is right here on the lake. No, guys, believe it or not, there's a neighborhood right here, and it's called Ridgecrest, okay? And it's a new construction community called Edison Estates. And what they did is they built 12 units out there. Now, those 12 units range from $1 million to $1.3 million. And the way they marketed, the developer, the broker, they double listed it as a condo and a residential home. It is detached. So it counts as a condo because it has an HOA. So I believe they pay $100 a month. So you can consider that as a detached condo. So that's why the number just rose in a shocking way. So I'm going to say probably this area is not going to be as expensive for the month of, right now, the month of March. Anyhow, so now let's move over to the east side. And this is, again, what the Northwest MLS considers as the east side. It's not just this little area. It goes all the way, be driving all the way out to Leavenworth and parts right here as you get closer to Snoqualmie Pass. So here are the numbers for condo numbers for the east side, February 2024. The median sales price is $665,000. That's a whopping number. And we saw an increase right there of 23% for residentials in that area in the month of February. How about only 10%? Total active listings, you saw an increase of 18%, which was about the same thing when it comes to residential homes. Pending sales, 24% increase. Of course, that's a part when the buyers and the seller come to an agreement. Hopefully they get close on that. So that's a good sign right there for both parties if they can close that. For the month of February for residential, how about it was negative 15. This is at plus 24. So if you think that people are not looking at condos, think again. There you see the amount of units sold at almost just over 9%. And the inventory, 1.2 months worth of inventory. That's a lot less. Well, that's a lot less, but it is less than it was for residential, which were at 1.32, and this is inventory 1.2 rather. So guys, what neighborhoods do you think, now that I came up with those numbers, on the east side was the most expensive, right? When it comes to median sales price, at least the one that rose the most or had the most expensive for the month of February. I would say a lot of people would probably think Bellevue, but the other half would go with Kirkland. If you went with Kirkland, well, you're right. Right here, this whole area, this is what the Northwest MLS considers right here, this whole area of Kirkland. Now, the median sales price for the month of February for a condo, $1.3 million, and that was an increase of 78%. Whopping number, crazy number, guys. Also consider that Northwest MLS, they consider a condo, as I said earlier when I showed you the expensive area of North King County, a detached unit with an HOA, they could consider that as a condo. So that's even an ADU, right? Additional dwelling unit that people have behind their homes, that could be considered a condo. So it's kind of crazy, the numbers, you kind of play with it a little bit when it comes to condos. But if you're considering a condo, something you really need to consider, aside from all the numbers that I just gave you, is, guys, ask for the reserve study. If you don't know what that is, that's basically, you find it in the resale certificate, which has a different meaning in other states, but it's basically the inside the HOA documents. The reserve study tells you the health of the association. So it could tell you, before you buy the unit, if there's a special assessment right around the corner. Kind of gives you a little heads up before you pull the trigger on that great condo you like. Good luck, guys.